All right, let's try this again. It froze last time, so I relocated too, and maybe that's why. They said I kept freezing, so I moved to my laptop. Can you guys see me? Has anyone tuned back in from me leaving the last time? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. They said I kept freezing. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Joe. See, this is the problem, guys. I moved my little studio, and I think I moved it to a place where I don't have a good connection. So we might have an issue. Anyways, let's try this again, okay? All right, what's up? I'm just reading the comments and making sure no one's like, I can't see you. You're frozen. Where'd you go? Okay, let's see here. Hey, Pennsylvania, what's up? Hey, Pamela. Hey, Sean. Okay, you can see me. Thank you, Gary. Jeez, that was stressful. It was total panic. It was crazy. Some things are going on, obviously. But you know what? It's weird, guys. I feel like totally at peace. Is anyone else feeling that way? Like, I'm upset that, you know, the House is going to impeach. I mean, we know it's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's not a surprise. They've been trying to impeach President Trump before he even, you know, was elected. They started saying that they were going to draft articles of impeachment, planning on how they're going to impeach. We had a fake, false Russia hoax investigation, which they thought that was going to then bring forth articles of impeachment. So they've been hoping for impeachment for a long time. Like, this is not like, what? Impeachment? What are you talking about? No. If you've been paying attention, this is what their goal has been the entire time. So it's not a surprise. I'm not shocked. You probably aren't either. This has been their agenda. This has been the goal. But I feel at peace. Like, seriously, I do. Let me plug this in. I feel like it's odd, but I feel like totally like this is all going to work out for the good. It's all going to work out to our benefit. It's all going to, I mean, we got to keep praying for Trump. We keep doing all that. But I really feel like this is going to ruin the Democrat Party. It's already, I mean, they look like they don't even know what they're impeaching him on. In fact, like I had it up on my computer, so I had to switch some stuff around on why they're impeaching Trump. Like, I was like, let's write it down because nobody knows. And I guarantee you, if you're going to ask a Democrat, hey, why are they impeaching Trump? Like, do you know? They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. Yeah, well, he abused it. Okay, so let's read it. Let's just say let's just break it down. They're bringing forth articles of impeachment on two things, right? The first is abuse of power, and the second is obstruction of Congress. Okay, so he abused his power. How did he abuse his power? He asked Ukraine to investigate a political rival, is what they're saying happened. Okay, we know that actually is not what happened. What happened is, if you read the transcript, and if you know, have you been following this the whole time? Ukraine meddled in our election, and they're saying, oh, that's just a completely debunked theory. That's crazy. That's conspiracy. Ukraine didn't. It was all Russia. If you're an idiot and you actually think that only one country would try to tamper in our election, then you are an idiot. Like I just said, like several countries. I guarantee you, there's countries all over the world that have tried to tamper in our elections, just like we have meddled in other people's elections as well. Let's just remember Obama. Back in Netanyahu's run, it was in 2015, he sent taxpayer money over to Netanyahu's political opponent and used our money to try to get Netanyahu unseated. Okay, so that's America. I don't approve of that. Tampering in a foreign election. Okay, so Ukraine teamed up with Hillary. I actually I shot a satire back in 2017, like making fun of Hillary meeting with the Ukrainians. Like, I knew about this like like a couple of years ago. Yeah, Ukraine tampered in our election. Ukraine wanted Hillary to become president. They went after, they did op research on Manafort. Their goal was to unseat Manafort, who was Trump's campaign manager, get him out of there, which would cause an upset within the campaign, which would, make Manafort look like a horrible person, which would cause Trump to look bad. That was their goal. That was Ukraine's involvement in our election. There's actually an article out by Politico. They put it out, I think it was in 2017, or no, it might have been even later. But there's confirmation and evidence that Ukraine tampered in our election. Okay, so Trump's on the phone with this new president of Ukraine, and he's saying, "Hey, I know you guys tried to tamper in our election. I know there's corruption. Now, if you're smart and you know a country's corrupt, you don't just hand them money. Like, if you have a brain at all, you're not like, okay, I know you guys are, you dirty, you do all sorts of stuff. This probably won't even get to the right people, but let me give you, a few billion here." You don't do that, okay? You make sure that it's been cleaned up. You make sure that the house is clean, things are in order. This guy says he's going to clean it up. Are you really going to clean it up? Or are you just saying that to get the money? Let's make sure that this is really cleaned up. In the meantime, okay, there's a company called Burisma, okay, that has hired Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, to sit on their board, and they're paying him $50K a month. They're corrupt. Like, Burisma is known to be corrupt. They're absolutely corrupt. So could you take a look at them? Like, I see a tape, Joe Biden claiming that he got a prosecutor fired that was looking into his son's company. Okay, that's a total and complete abuse of power as the vice president of the United States. If you're having people fired that are looking into your son's corruption, that's abusing your power as vice president, okay? So that's basically what happened. We can read the transcript. If you can read, if you're able to open and put words together and read, you can read the transcript and realize that that's all that went on that call. And actually, there was no quid pro quo in the end of the call because Ukraine did not launch an investigation into Hunter Biden. In fact, and they still got their money. So where's the quid pro quo there? Like, if you're saying that they held out something in order for them to do something, but they already did that something and the money wasn't held out, okay? So they're saying that he abused his power, abuse of office. He solicited Ukraine to, so that's just completely debunked. Like, if you've read the transcript, you know that didn't happen. And what's an insult here is Democrats really think like the majority of Americans are complete morons. Like, they really think that you don't have the ability to read the transcript for yourself and realize that there was no quid pro quo. Ukraine did get their money. Asking a country to look into corruption is a president's job. You should do that. And I'd also like to note, if you're a criminal, and I've said this before, and you're committing crimes in other countries, why wouldn't you just run for president? Because then are you just exempt? So you could just commit as much crime as possible, and then no one can convict you or look into you if you're running for president? I mean, that's absurd. That's absolute absurdity. And that's what they want. They want, Joe Biden's untouchable, which makes me even question, maybe that's why Joe Biden's running for president. Really? I mean, well, let's put our thinking caps on. The guy can barely talk, okay? He can't put sentences together. He doesn't know where he is half the time. Maybe, just maybe, people are like, hey, Joe, you should run, so they don't really look into you. So they don't really know what you did while you were vice president. And I'd also like to note, Obama knew this whole thing was going on, okay? Obama knew that Hunter's, cashing in the money. He's making a bunch of dough. And did Obama get a cut? I'd like to ask. I mean, if Vice President Pence, okay, if his son is making a bunch of bling in other countries that Vice President Pence is in court, the point person for, we would ask what is going on. So asking what is going on is now an impeachable offense according to the Democrats. Okay, it's an impeachable offense. Okay. They also said obstruction of Congress. Okay, that's their other article of impeachment. He has obstructed Congress. Okay. I don't know if you guys have been watching the same complete show I've been watching, but this whole thing has been put together by Adam Schiff, okay? Adam Schiff is actually seen or heard on tape asking the Russians for dirt on Trump. Like at the time he didn't know, and I actually did a satire on this a couple years ago. He didn't know at the time he was being pranked by Russians, but he really thought he was legit on the phone getting dirt on President Trump from a foreign country, the Russians, okay? Like that's what they're accusing Trump of. And Schiff, the guy putting this whole thing together, actually did that. So anyways, okay, so the guy's completely biased. He hates Trump. He makes it completely clear. He's fanatic. Like he's obsessed with Trump. Like it's like scary obsessed, man. So he's running this show. He's running this investigation. He's putting this whole thing together. He's not allowing us to call our people. Like this is America, last time I checked. And the accuser should be able to put the people they want up to speak on behalf of the accused. I mean, that's America, right? That's what we do. Like that's our justice system. The accuser is allowed to defend themselves. Not in the Democrats' world. No. So the Republicans were completely denied putting up their own witnesses. They were told, no, you can't. We're putting up our witnesses. And their witnesses, huge Democrat donors, absolutely vocal on hating Trump, left-wing progressives, anti-Trump, never Trumpers. Okay, so that's who they put up. That's who we've been watching speak. No Republicans have been able to put anyone up that we want. None. Okay. On top of that, okay, when we look back on history, like when you look back at previous impeachment trials and hearings, Bill Clinton, for example, when that whole impeachment thing took place, they brought forth an independent prosecutor, okay? His name was Ken Starr. He's the guy, he was nonpartisan. He went in and he did this whole thing on his own. He independently looked at the thing from an outer point of view, okay? So that's what happened in the impeachment hearing under Clinton. Totally independent prosecutor, Ken Starr, nothing like what we're seeing with Adam Schiff. I mean, this guy is so left, so anti-Trump, running the show. So you're sitting in the White House, you're watching this. This is absolute absurdity. This is the dumbest thing you've ever seen. And then they're like, hey, we need you guys to send over documents that we want. And if you don't do it, we're going to say you're obstructing Congress. Are you going to send over documents watching this clown show? Are you going to legitimize this entire pathetic sham? No. And I wouldn't, and you wouldn't. Okay, so that's basically what Trump did. I'm not sending you anything. This is crazy. It's completely unfair process. And I'm not going to allow you, I'm not going to legitimize it. I'm not going to do it. So that's what they're doing. Abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. That's it. That's what they have. That's what they're bringing forth. They will impeach. I believe the House will impeach. And then it's going to go to a trial in the Senate. And I would love a trial. Actually, I love the truth to be coming out here. I'd love for us to be able to subpoena Hunter Biden. I'd love to be able to subpoena Joe Biden. I'd love to be able to subpoena Barack Obama. I'd love to be able to subpoena Alexandra Chalupa, who she collected dirt from the Ukrainians and brought it to the DNC. Let's bring her forward and ask her some questions under oath. Okay. Who else? I mean, bring them all forward. Bring Nancy Pelosi up. It's so frustrating, but it's like supposed to happen, right? Like this is the only way for the truth to come out. And this is what the Democrats, I don't know if they're, well, I do. I think they're stupid, but they can't be that stupid. I mean, they have to know that we're going to subpoena people they don't want to talk. So okay, we subpoena Adam Schiff, and he's just going to claim the fifth the whole time. I mean, that says a lot right there, right? So I think I think this is really the whole point of this is to tarnish Trump's reputation, to have that impeachment slap on him. He was impeached by the House, so it goes down in the history books that he was impeached. Heading into the 2020 election, people are like, oh my gosh, he's an impeached president. Impeached by the House, not by the Senate, but he's an impeached president by the House. They think that that's going to hurt him. I don't think it's going to hurt him. I think this is waking up more and more people. I have people writing me daily, messaging me daily, saying that they were once a Democrat. They've been watching this entire freak show, and they're now actually going to support Trump because of what they're witnessing. I swear to you, I literally get messages like that every day. Someone's telling me they've moved over from becoming a Democrat and now they're going to vote Republican in this next election. Straight up. Okay, so continue the show. Really, Democrats, continue the show. Also want to mention, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I also want to mention the IG report. The FBI found, not the FBI, the Attorney General. Let's just remember this guy's an Obama appointee. He's a swamp dweller. Okay, so he's not gonna, and he's not elected. He's appointed, so he doesn't answer to you or me. He doesn't really care what you think. He's going to do what he's told to do, and he still brought forth 17 instances in which the FBI abused their power. They used omissions. They fumbled a bunch of crap in order to be able to get warrants to spy on Trump. Now, the main person they wanted to get a warrant on was Carter Page. Carter Page previously, a few years back, before the whole this whole Russia hoax started, he actually was an informant for U.S. intelligence on Russians. Okay, and the FBI knew this. The FBI knew that Carter Page had worked for us to kind of, spy on the Russians for us. Okay, but they did not present that to the FISA court. They didn't tell the FISA court. They presented like, hey, this guy could be a Russian. This guy could be a Russian spy. So that's a complete lie. The whole reason they did that is so that they could spy on the Trump campaign. Now, if you can spy, now, if Carter Page is emailing someone and he mentions Trump, the FBI then can hop and start to surveil Trump's emails. That's how it works. So they can hop if someone else that they're spying on is mentioned. So that's basically what the FBI did in order to spy on Trump. It also came out that the entire launch was based on the Steele dossier. The Steele dossier, which was completely unverified. This is what I've been talking about for, like, I feel like I'm repeating myself over and over again because we, the people that are informed on here, have known about this for a couple of years. There's people, sadly, that actually read some of the IG report or that was reported on yesterday that had never heard of Steele. They'd never heard that he was, the Steele dossier. They don't even know what that is, okay? Steele dossier was a bunch of crap on Trump, not true, unverified, that they brought forward they used that as their primary document to get warrants to spy on the Trump campaign. A total complete abuse of power. Durham and Barr have both come out and been extremely vocal that this guy, that what Horowitz, the IG, has kind of presented is kind of fluffy. It's not the meat of it. There should be more consequences. But remember, Horowitz can't indict. Okay, he doesn't have the power to indict. He can say, I think we should look into this, or I think this, there might be a criminal referral. He didn't do anything like that. And I think Schiff and Durham both completely disagree with it. So that's where we are. Barr was speaking earlier today, basically saying, let's give it some time. We're running an investigation. And it was really reassuring when I heard him talk because it's going to take a while because they have to do this right. And let's remember, guys, Barr and Durham are taking on the world. Okay, they're taking on the world. Okay, and what this all comes down to, and I just posted on it, is all of it, the IG report, the impeachment, all of it comes down to President Trump, an American, somebody that loves this country, somebody that would do anything for it. He believes in America. He believes in America first. He stepped in front of a globalist freight train. Okay, the global elitists, globally owned Hollywood, globally owned the mainstream media out there, all owned by globalists. Europeans, the elitists over there, huge globalists. The goal eventually is for globalism. The goal is to make this more of a socialism type structure on the planet for everyone, no borders. That's their goal. And along comes Trump, right? And he steps in front and he says, no, I believe in America. I believe in our country. I'm going to put America first. That's what I'm going to fight for. And it literally caused the entire world, the entire globalist agenda to come to a halt. And they are screaming inside. They hate this president. So anybody that's going to have Trump's back is going to now have a bullet, not a bullet, but a target on them. okay? A target. So they're just watch. They're going to come after Durham. They're going to attack his family. They're going to attack his character. They're going to come after Barr. They're going to attack his family, his character. They're going to go after these people because these people, so far from the outside, it looks like they're going to support the president. It looks like they're actually going to try to find the truth. It looks like they're actually going to fight for this country and fight for freedom and for justice. And that's going to enrage a lot of people. So it's going to be fascinating to watch this thing unfold. Be praying for Barr. Be praying for Durham. Be praying for our president, because this is, this is America versus the world, really. This is people that believe in the heart of this country. We believe in individual liberty, individual freedom. That can't exist under globalism. The two cannot exist. When you submit to globalism, you lose your individual freedom. You lose your liberty as an individual. Okay? You now are part of the group. You do what the group says, and you're ruled by the elitists. The elitists will tell how the group is to function, and you're to fall into that, and that's how the whole thing is to operate. So for individuals to say, no, you're not going to take my freedom. You're not going to take America's freedom. You're not going to run this. We are who we are on our own. And that's basically what we've witnessed happen. And so that's why they want to impeach Trump. That's why they hate Trump. That's why the globalists, Hollywood, the Democrats who are funded by globalists. I mean, that's really the heart of it. If we're going to be really upfront and honest with this whole thing, that's the agenda. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I've rattled now for 20 minutes straight. I'm going to probably log out, but that's basically what I wanted to say. I appreciate your support. I appreciate that we're in this together, guys. Thank God that we don't now sit at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock at night and turn on the nightly news and believe what they tell us. We have the ability to get on the internet, the ability to research on our own, the ability to seek out the truth, the ability to question on our own. Thank God for that. That they hate that, man. They hate that. So that's why you see the insane censorship that we're seeing. I mean, Twitter has quite literally locked me. Like, they've locked me. I'm completely locked. They don't let my voice be heard. I'm thankful that Facebook still allows me to go live. But we gotta keep speaking up. We can't be silenced. We have to and speak the truth. There's only one truth, okay? Only one. There's not your truth and my truth. There's the truth. There's only one. No matter what they say, there's the truth. And that should be our goal, is to find the truth. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I'm so encouraged by your comments, by your shares, by your support. It really does mean a lot to me. I'm so thankful for it. We'll talk soon as this thing starts to unfold. All right, bye, guys.